Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Wolters Kluwer's webinar on how to manage your practice remotely during coronavirus. Our speakers today are Mr. Chris Agarwala, Vice President, Tax and Accounting Division at Wolters Kluwer India. And we also have our clients with us, Mr. Ishank Shah, Head Startup Advisory and Transaction Advisory, Banshi Jain and Associates, Ms. Lalita B, Partner at PK Narendra and Company, and Mr. Dinesh Shah, Partner Shah Tilani and Associates. Towards the end of the webinar, we will be inviting questions from you all to our speakers. Please use the raise your hand functionality in Zoom during our Q&A session and ask your questions directly once we prompt you. It's over to Chris now.
Thank you so much, Neha, and a warm welcome to everyone in these trying times for our country and the world. I wanted to really appreciate everybody's time and effort for joining our webinar, including our customers, our panelists. And this is an important time that we're going through. It's challenging the way we do business. It's challenging the way we think about life in general. And I think the reason why we wanted to have this webinar was that we realized that chartered accountants and chartered accountancy firms like yours are facing challenges of working from home, working remotely, engaging with their clients. And Wolters Kluwer has been a pioneer working with a large number of chartered accountant firms over the last 100 years. And I will share a few slides with you, which will help you, talk through what I'm talking about. Just give me a second. So as I was saying, Wolters Kluwer is one of the world's largest software technology companies focused on the accounting market since 1913. CCH as a brand, as you may be aware, has been in Asia since 1987. We're a $5 billion company, and the core focus for us is to always work with tax and accounting professionals like yourselves. So what does success mean for your firm in these trying times in particular? Of course, it's increasing fees on services, it's attracting your clients and maintaining those client relationships, it's offering more and more services and generating new revenue streams, and most of all, minimizing the impact of disruptions like we're facing COVID-19, something we've not seen in years or generations affecting our business. So how is it that we can help you? I think in more reality, a lot of CA firms face issues like job allocation, tracking productivity, revenue leakage, monitoring staff, monitoring jobs, capacity planning, as well as invoicing, billing, and having it all done seamlessly. I think what we try and do for our customers is enable all of these functions digitally, and for all of these functions to be done remotely, from home, from client sites, wherever they are, to minimize business disruptions, particularly when employees cannot come to the office, cannot work from the offices, and also facilitate exchange of information from clients who are also facing the same issues. So how do we do this? How do we increase this integration between functions? Your contact database, your job management, your templates, your invoicing. Now we can do all of that through our solution, which is not disconnected. Our solution can help you enable everything on one platform, manage your accounting practice anywhere via the mobile app, keep track of your billable hours, because revenue leakage, particularly in these trying times, can be hard to manage. Gain an integrated view of your customers, interact with them, be able to share files very securely through a 7-layer security system, track your jobs from start to finish, optimize your resources, also be able to manage. It is a tough time for everyone. As you can imagine, right from us, our clients, our staff, everyone, nobody knows when this lockdown may go away. What's going to happen to our business when we start? Will it be normal on day one? Will it be some kind of lockdown? So how do we optimize for that? How do we know that on day one, we're going to be back to hit the ground running? So I think if we are using tools like technology, which can help us manage our workflow in the meantime, manage our workforce effectively, and be able to be in touch with customers who are facing the same dilemma and take their pain away, that's what's going to create a lot of value for your customers and for yourselves as a firm. And I think those are some of the things that we want to help you do. We all realize this is really a trying time. It's something that the world has never seen before. And during this time, if there is a technology solution or any other platform which can help you, we believe this is the right time for you to embrace that and be able to see what we can do with this platform. Now, you will hear from some of our experts here on the panel how iFirm, which is our solution, has been able to transform the way that they work, the impact that it has. A few examples I'd like to share with you as well while we are on this topic. I've had discussions with customers who are saying, I have recovered the cost of my investment in 1 year because of the amount of billable hours that I was able to capture correctly. The second one was able to see productivity of his employees going up by 20% in the first year itself because he was able to monitor them effectively, manage workload very efficiently. But that also becomes a challenge. Typically, we keep giving our best guys all the work, and some of the other people are not getting their fair share of allocation of work. And this system allows us to monitor that very quickly. It also allows you to monitor their disbursements. It allows you to control your costs. And because we have a mobile app as well, it enables people to do it whether it's from their PC or from their mobile or any other online solution. So it's really, really user friendly. And I think this is a solution which over 100,000 people are using globally. We have over 10,000 CA firms using our solution globally, both in North America as well as in Australasia and Asia Pacific. So it is really a time-tested solution and one of a kind in the market. So I think these are some of the key examples which when I hear from customers, and I've been meeting customers since I took over this business some time ago, all across Ahmedabad, all across Mumbai, Chennai, Bangalore, Kolkata, Raipur, Jabalpur, in all locations, the problems seem to be similar. But I think one other thing I would like to say is that it's not only getting the platform, it's also being able to commit to it. And this COVID-19 is presenting us the opportunity to really commit to the software solution. We hear a lot of feedback saying, the employees don't want to fill their timesheets. They have so many other things going on, or the senior partners sometimes are not putting in all the jobs in. I think some things which have really, really worked for our customers have been, if there's no job, there is no invoice. So people then become strict about it. If there's no timesheet filled in, there is no salary. And if we are really able to drive some of these points through, we are going to be able to leverage the solution really well. And I think that's something that we really want our customers to experience. And we will hear from our experts as well in terms of how they've been able to leverage the solution. So CCH IFirm, obviously, as I mentioned, can help you work, particularly when it comes to this situation. We can let you work from anywhere, whether in your home, whether you're in your hometown, whether the connectivity is super fast or it's regular. Being a cloud-based solution, we are able to offer seamless virtual connectivity, whether it's from your mobile or from your laptop. And the best part is, soon when this lockdown is over, that connectivity will continue. So all your work, everything that you're capturing, all your interactions, you'll be able to carry forward and on day one, be able to start work at full tempo. The second thing that we have is a module called Client Portal, which is able to provide an interface between your customers and yourselves, where you can organize and share documents with clients very quickly and securely in our cloud-based system. You can see when these documents were uploaded, downloaded, by whom, any edits, you can set permissions. So it really enables a healthy two-way communication. And in times like this, when access to offices, access to files is limited, you have only access to what you have on your PCs or laptops, this is something that can really help. We already have the government taking measures where electronic signatures and approvals are being authorized during these times. So if people want to move things along, and we all know audit season is coming, this is something that can really help you share documents with clients. And obviously managing all your documents as well within your own firm. And we have a database management module which lets you do that at practically an unlimited cloud-based storage, which is fantastic for you because it's all assigned to customers, it's assigned to jobs, it's easy for you to track, you can find everything in one place. I think the biggest challenge we find otherwise is that we have all the information, but when the questions come, when the queries come, we're searching, and it's all in disparate locations. So I think what it does is bring your entire database into the cloud, which is easily accessible and is easily taggable to your customers and your jobs. And I think these are things which are really, really important. But why iFirm? And we've been talking about this. And iFirm is something which really helps you differentiate ourselves from the rest of the players in the market. One, we have a dedicated sales and on-site support in each of the key cities, as well as people who will go there. So all the top cities have our dedicated sales and support teams. And that really makes a huge difference in a country like India, where we are able to go take your queries one-on-one We're able to walk you through whether it's online, whether it's in person, of course, when COVID permits us, to be able to be there and handhold you through this process. Be there to engage the engagement with both your employees and your customers on how to use the system. Be able to provide that training hands-on. Focus on adoption and tell you, share with you reports on how the usage is. Share dashboards with you. And of course, the most important, it provides you the security of a firm which has been around for over 100 years and uses the latest world-class security technologies to manage and keep your data secure. I think these are some of the key differentiators that we bring to the table as an iFirm product company. Of course, as I mentioned, the benefits are there for you to see. We can really add 40% speed, and this is something we've done looking at a database of over 60 clients who are using our software. You can use it with fewer resources, you can reduce risk, and of course, be able to be more nimble with your clients. We also have several other solutions, and we can talk about those at some point. But if you'd like to know more, please reach out to us for our solutions on audit automation, our digital reference solutions, as well as some of the top books that we author in the space. We're really committed to you as a tax and accounting professional community, as the tax firms, and we want to share with you that CCH is there for you in this time of need, and we're happy to help you in any which way. I think with that, we're happy to take questions later. Please post them, as Neha mentioned, in the Q&A log, and I will hand over to Mr. Ishank Shah, and he will walk you through some of the experiences he's had with the iFirm platform. Thank you.
Thank you, Chris. Well, good afternoon to one and all. Hope you're all in good health and taking care of yourselves. I'm here to share with you guys on what we are doing to keep ourselves virtually open as a firm in practice. We're obviously closed in offices, but present virtually. We've been using this time and technology both in order to not only manage our practice, but also build our practice. And I'll be able to share with you in some time as to how we're being able to do both using CCH as an enabler for us. Well, I would be covering topics primarily related to workflow, billing, and timesheets, which are some of the functionalities that CCH as a product, iFirm as a product would provide to you. So I'll get on with some of these. Firstly, for some of the challenges that usually all of us face when we are in these times. First is communication amongst team members. We are having issues with regards to communicating with one another, communicating with regards to what's happening on engagements, what's happening with clients, what's happening on work that's been delayed, that's happening, not happening. This was earlier easily possible because we were all under one roof. But now that we're under different roofs, we are finding it difficult to manage communication. The second is efficiency of team members. We all run firms of different sizes and scales, having team members. Again, because each of us are working from homes remotely, multitasking, many of us doing work for home and work from home both. And therefore, finding ourselves difficult in terms of how we are able to manage our efficiency at work. The third is change in due dates. The government has been very actively monitoring the situation, providing relaxation and changing the various compliances which were otherwise due during this pandemic period. And therefore, keeping in mind these changing requirements and communicating these to clients is going to be another challenge that we are facing. Therefore, in this kind of a scenario, what we're trying to do is make business usual in times which are unusual. So I'll go now next to the first aspect or the challenge that we faced and how we are mitigating that. As you would be able to see on your screen, there is a comment section or a functionality on iFirm. Now this particular comment functionality is specific to a particular engagement. And again, you would see it's 3, capital partners. So let's say you have a client, 3, capital partners, and you're doing some work for them. And then there is this comment box that enables every team member on this engagement to communicate with one another as to what's happening on that engagement. Creating WhatsApp groups for each of your clients is not going to be possible. Communicating with each other on WhatsApp is going to be difficult because you're not knowing on what client are you talking about what aspect. So what this comment box here channelizes is it channelizes the specific client, the specific engagement type, the specific team, and then the specific communication. All of this pretty much smoothen your workflow, so that the team is very well between themselves communicated on all aspects of this particular engagement. So you can talk about when you've received data from the client, when you've given queries to the client, where's the checklist on, if some team members done their part, and then he requests some of his seniors to review. So it's a WhatsApp chat, I would say, for your specific engagement and for your specific team. And you don't have to manage it outside on a WhatsApp. You have it on the tool that is on the CCH platform, and you can keep looking at this on engagements. So this is the first functionality. Can we move to the next slide, please? Right. The second is with regards to creating jobs and checklists again on these engagements. Like I mentioned in the beginning, we're using the technology and the time not only to manage our practice but to build our practice, and that's where checklists come in. Till now we've been used to doing things on and off, skipping some steps in between and trying to reach the end goal. By formulating checklists, we are able to basically ensure that certain engagements happen in a predefined manner, that all the checks and balances are taken care of, and then there is a preparer reviewer kind of a sign off that happens when we're doing work on engagements. So in checklists, again, there is an option to create various kinds of checklists, and maybe as you know the product more, you'll get to know more. But these checklists basically are for specific kind of engagement types, and you can develop types checklists for each of these types, and then have team members work on those checklists. We're also able to create jobs. Again, these are functionalities that basically help you create engagements on the platform. You may be working with a specific client for GST, for stat audit, for tax audit, maybe for their MCA compliances or some FEMA regulations. So on a specific client, you're able to create multiple job types so as to again ensure that the right team is focused on the right engagement. The next functionality, if we can move to the next slide, please, is on end dates. Yeah, so this helps overcome some of the initial challenges that I discussed, which is of constantly changing due dates. As you're able to see, there are certain end dates assigned to specific types of engagements, GST, TDS, some of the common job types that you're seeing there. And then there are these specific due dates that you were working with. But now that these due dates have been moved pretty much to June end, we're able to realign these due dates and make sure that the team is focused towards working on engagements which are more critical at the moment, and able to plan better in terms of engagements which have now got relaxation in terms of compliances, and therefore able to work on them a little later. So basically you help prioritize your engagements in some way because of this functionality, which helps you just change due dates quickly. The next function, we'll go back to the previous one. Yeah, is the function that's primarily focusing on prioritization. So order jobs are basically those jobs wherein you can prioritize yourself as well as the team in terms of what are the engagements that you want to take up first, and then what are the ones which you want to take up later. It's a simple drag and drop. So you select a specific job and you can just drag and drop it down, up and down the list, so that you're able to ensure that each day you're able to prioritize engagements so as to ensure which ones you want to do first and which you can do later. Can we move to the next one, please? Next slide, please. Okay, so the next one's on job types, and here's one other aspect that I'm sure a lot of firms are building on during this period, which is on research. A lot of us are spending time learning things, attending a lot of webinars, gaining a lot of more education, being at home, learning new aspects of practice, thinking of developing new practice areas. A lot of time, therefore, is going to go into some of these investments, I would say. And that is where job types help you bifurcate the time that you're spending on these aspects versus the time that you're spending actually on engagements. So there are job types that is obviously in general for IT returns, accounting, again MCA, income tax advisory, retainers. These are going to be your regular job types. And then you're going to have these job types wherein you're going to have maybe research as a job type. And then you have your team spend time on attending other webinars, making notes out of those webinars, and therefore thinking as to how this particular practice area can be developed at the firm, considering that so much amount of time has been spent on researching some of these aspects or attending some of these programs online. So creating job types and understanding how much amount of time you've spent on research activities will also help you better in terms of how you're building your practice and not only managing it. Can we move to the next slide, please? So the next functionality is more of a dashboard. This is for some of our seniors who may have limitations in terms of time to look at each engagement and focus on each engagement. This kind of a dashboard helps you understand in terms of what are those jobs which are overdue, what are those jobs which are in progress, what are those jobs, what are team members which are efficient, not efficient, least efficient, etc. Which of your resources or team members have been allocated, how many engagements. And an important functionality which we tend to forget in these times, which is birthdays and anniversaries. I think at these times, we tend to forget, is it a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, or a Friday, right? Every day is either Monday or every day is a Sunday. And so here, this functions actually helped us even celebrate our team members' birthdays in these times. So we had our team members' birthday, which the application showed us. Most of us missed it because we just didn't know which date we are on, and we were able to somehow do a call with him, make him feel good, make all of us feel good, and celebrate his birthday differently. So yeah, these little things in these times would also go a long way in helping your team members boost the overall morale for everybody at the team. Can you move to the next slide, please? Okay, the next functionality is something which is familiar to all of you. Maybe many of you are doing that already on Excel. Certainly in these times, asking for and following up for timesheets from your team members. So it's a function that primarily records the time that teams have spent on what engagements have they spent, and the variance specifically distinguishes the time spent between what was allocated and what has eventually gone into working for that particular engagement. Yeah, so this functionality is primarily helping you track better efficiency of your team and see how much they're able to spend on certain specific engagements and in general every day at work when they're working from home. Can we move to the next one, please? Right. Contact details, another very important dashboard. And here what's happening is that we're building a database. Now, as you're going to realize, the government is going to keep changing a lot of regulations over and over again as time progresses. And this kind of a contact database, which is getting updated with the details about that particular firm, their contact person, their email ID, their mobile number, will basically help you create a database that you can access for sending emails later for clients or notifying them of the regulations or changes in regulations that the government is making. This is going to again help you build practice, because this is going to help you not just for this period, but you get a strong database that is going to help you in future. Can we move to the next one, please? Jobs to invoice. Yeah. All work's done, all the hard work's done. The teams worked from home, remotely, talk to the client over phone. Times come to send your clients an invoice. So yes, it's an important function that you would have to take care. Again, since invoices can be digitally signed, and maybe Chris or his team can share more, you can actually fix a form of a photo of a signature or some sort of a digital signature on invoices, so that your invoices can be sent over email in a digital manner to your clients. It's going to be difficult for some of you who are in practice used to printing it out and stamping it and maybe sending a copy of it after scanning it over email or sending it via post. Maybe these are things that are not going to work. and I think we're moving to saving paper. So I think it's best that we use this function as well to invoice clients and send these digitally signed to them over digital mediums, therefore just making their entire process far more smoother. You can also, I think, send credit notes in case there are some reversals or in case there are any issues with regards to the invoices that you have done. So there is no issue in terms of not being able to reverse a specific transaction. You can always raise a credit note and sort out the issue that you have with clients. Can you move to the next one, please? Okay. So I think before we move on there, I had a couple of things in terms of how you could use it to also streamline a lot of back-end operations. So we've been able to spend time with the application, with the solution, put things together, put material together, put contacts together, and basically streamline our backend so that we are ready to go to market maybe when things become normal, and which otherwise you would spend time during your normal working hours. So I think, yeah, that's how it's been helping us manage work and workflow right from inception till invoicing. There are a lot of other functionalities which I'm sure some of the other speakers would cover. So thank you, Chris and the CCH team for this opportunity. And I'm happy that I'm wearing some formals at least 30 days the last time before I wore clothes that I could recognize myself in. But yeah, I think a great opportunity, and we'll hear from any of our participants if they have anything else to share. Thanks, Chris.
Thank you. Thanks so much, Mr. Shah, and really appreciate your insights and for being a valuable customer as well. I think the way you have used the software really, showcases it to all the people on the webinar, and I really appreciate that. Now I will hand over to Lalita Madam to share her experience with iFirm and see how that's helped her firm.
Yeah, thanks, Chris, and thanks, Mr. Shah. And good afternoon, everybody. I hope all of you are safe and in good health. I'm basically going to talk about how we implemented iFirm in our office and how it has helped in managing our practice better. Ours is a typical CA firm with a strength of 25-30 people. And prior to implementing CCH, we had a lot of issues while managing the entire practice in terms of managing the tasks, jobs, and even the resources. So we've been using CCH for 2 years now. And how it has helped in managing the practice better and even arresting our revenue leakages. I'll just bring it out in 4 points. The point number 1 was this client information, the contact details, what we have in CCH. See, earlier to it, for last 4 to 5 years, all the departments, all the governments have gone on e-governance mode. And we are more or less doing all e-filings now. There are no paper filing as such, not many. It's come to a very minuscule. So we have a lot of user IDs and logins and stuff like that. And we had a lot of issues in keeping all these documents in one place. And a typical CFM, the problem what we face is in terms of turnover in the resources, right? So as and when there's a change in the resource who's handling the job, we used to always search for the user ID, password, and So this client information, contact information, what is there in CCH has really helped us in consolidating the entire client data in one place. Be it the contact details of the client, the contact number, mobile ID, mobile number, whatever. Apart from that, all their user IDs, whatever registrations they have, their user ID, their logins, password, everything has been stored in one place. And the beauty of it is we can access it from wherever because it's on cloud, and we can work on it seamlessly without any interruption. Otherwise, most of the time we will be looking for which is the latest user ID, password, and stuff like that. And added to that is the DMS, what we have taken, the DMS module. That is also helping us in, scanning all the registrations and putting all of them in one place. So that has helped us a lot in consolidating the client information. The second one I'm going to talk about is about the job allocation and managing the resources. So earlier, prior to implementing CCH, we were using various spreadsheets, trackers to monitor the jobs of all the team members. And with the many deadlines and due dates, it was becoming impossible for us to, efficiently manage it. Many a times we have missed the deadline, or we missed some of the tasks, and more so we have even missed billing the client even though the work was delivered. So with this job allocation, as you know, Mr. Shah has just showed it now how you can manage it. It has really helped us in terms of managing the job, right from creating how the job is progressing and how resource which is allocated to a job is performing. And if they have any point or any comment or any query, they can just post a comment there, and that will come to a registered email ID or their email ID. In case if they are not on the iFirm portal, if they're working somewhere, they'll get an email the minute a job is created, a job is altered, or a comment is posted, and that is giving them an information, like, whenever there's a change. And we, the seniors, are also in a position to monitor the job properly, the progress properly. And the third important aspect is the capacity utilization. Earlier, what was happening is, some of the team members is always overburdened with the work, some are not. But here we are able to allocate the job uniformly, and, more or less, most of them are able to work. Everybody has got work, nobody is overburdened, or nobody is left without any work. So that is also helping us in terms of managing the job very clearly. And the last thing, the least thing to say is the invoices. So how we have implemented is that, the timesheets, every employee has to fill the timesheets in the iFirm. And if a timesheet is not filled, as Mr. Chris said, we will not consider that they have worked that particular day. So the salary will be cut. That is the only way they will all, we can bring everybody online and they will fill the timesheets. And that is definitely helping us in managing the team better. Even in this COVID-19 situation, we are working at 80-85% capacity without any interruption. We are all comfortable working from home. And I think I should give all credit to CCH. And the last one is about the DMS software. We just subscribed to this software maybe about 15-20 days before the lockdown was announced. And we are really thanking ourselves for taking this in time. See, though we are making an effort to move towards all the soft copies and move away from the paper and stuff like that, but it was that poses a different challenge, because we have too many versions of files, too many scan copies, too many data, and managing that data itself was a big headache for us. And especially when a client, my team has gone to a client's place for audit, whether it is a COVID-19 or even otherwise, you always had different versions of documents. And this DMS is really helping us to address this issue, wherein we are uploading the whatever the document related to any work in the job, and you can also view it in the client menu there. And the team is working on they are just working on, and it saves all the changes what is made. So we don't have the versions of file. Junior is working, and the senior, after he closes, the senior is able to review, and he can make all the changes. So at any point in time, we have only one version of the file. We do not have multiple versions. And this is definitely helping us in keeping our data secure. And I think today in this scenario, in the challenge what we are facing, our firm is able to work from home, and the entire staff 100% is working from home, and we do not see any reduction in any kind of a productivity. I think we should thank CCH for this, the iFirm and the DMS. That's all I have to say. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Lalita ma'am, for your insights. And I'm sure we will have some questions which will come to you as well. And we'd like to answer those. But thanks again. I'd like to now hand over the floor to Mr. Jinesh Shah, who will walk you through his perspectives on using CCH IFirm. Over to you, Mr. Shah. Thank you so much.
Good afternoon. So thanks, Krish, for giving me this opportunity. Am I visible, Krish?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, please. So I am just new baby to the CCH. I'm just 2 months old customer. Just our go live was on 16 March, but I would like to share many important things. First of all, I would like to say a little bit of one story. Kerala board story. A CFM is a Kerala board. Everyone has to put their maximum effort. See, if one is not putting his effort now, then one guy cannot think I will not pedal it because others are pedaling. What difference it will make? Before CCH, we are facing the same problem. We are sitting in a Kerala board. There is a race going on. Everyone is pedaling that what we feel it, but actually it was not happening. Actually क्या हो रहा था कि 5 बंदे कर रहे हैं, 5 बंदे नहीं कर रहे, खाली वो बैठे बैठे थोड़ा थोड़ा सा हाथ हिला रहे. So prior to CCA, that was the thing that we felt it. Now after CCH, we have proper resources. Krish, can you share my
Yes.
slides?
Can you see your slides, sir? It's all 1 second.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So क्या होता है कि this CCS has given us a vision that everyone has to work. And even now, before prior to CCS, I would like to discuss the two scenarios. We are a mid-sized firm with around 28 employees and 3 partners. What was happening that there was a blame game was going on either on the managers or either on the staff or the lower levels articles or the paid staff. But after CCH, we can have it that who are giving the maximum paddles to what the to the firm and how the firm should be run. Next slide, please. For the CCH, we are just a new to CCH. I just would like to say how we implemented the CCH. There was prior CCH, we were not able to allocate the resource properly. हम क्या कहते थे, कोई एक टीम को बता दे इसका ऑडिट करना है, you just complete it. Then after 5 days, अगर when we take the review, अरे सर वो तो आपने हमको क्या बोला था, आपने तो ऐसा बोला था करना है, तो I thought this guy will take this guy will pay. But now there's a proper job is allocated with the person who is going to in charge and the team that has been allocated. We have been given mail to each and every staff, personal mail. Any job is created, they have their own mail ID, that is Jinesh@Shatilani. Every mail is shoot out to them whenever job is given to them. Before CCH, every manager, we have 4 managers, everyone used to say when there was season, sir, I am understaffed, I need the staff, I need the staff. At the end of month, everyone will come out when we are staff meeting, sir हमको staff चाहिए, we are overburdened. So I think CCS has helped us a lot. After implementing CCS from the 2 months, we became go live in 16 March, but we had implemented from the 1st of March. There is not a single question about the staff. Now everyone, now we are also feeling that we have less work. Previously, as a partners, we used to feel that we have many work, but now even the staff, the managers are saying, sir, अरे अपने पास तो कुछ काम ही नहीं है sir, बहुत मतलब. The thing is, the work is properly divided. See, ultimately, as a CA firm, what are our 2 concerns that Mr. Shah and Lalita has already talked, managing the work, but even the sourcing is important. Whether we have the good work or not, whether to take the new assignments or not is also important. CCS also help us to analyze whether the team is good for the proportion of the work we have or not, or should we go for the new work or new the team. That will help, the CCH will help you definitely. Data related issues, how to take care of new clients. Okay, for in the client, whenever we created a client, we created around 500 clients. Everyone we have put one point, whether it's a gold, silver or platinum. If a client is gold, we try to take them to a platinum level. We can give our internal audit service, we can give them any additional services, we can give them DGFT services. So based on ticket size, if it is less than 50,000, we keep it silver. If it's above 1 lakh, we keep it gold. On that basis, you can bifurcate it so that you know if there is a work of a platinum client, then give them priority. See, as of now, prior CCH क्या होता था कि जो बंदा ऑफिस पे आके काम करता था ना, उसको प्रायोरिटी मिलती थी, और जिसका मेल पे काम आता था या उसका जो अच्छा क्लाइंट है उसको प्रायोरिटी नहीं मिलती थी, वो ऑफिस में आके सामने बैठ के करा जाता. सो after that there was a flow okay, whose work do we need to be prioritized first. If it's a platinum client, give them priority, give them good services, give them good reply, give them good managers. Then second slide please. So I think I discussed all the CCH story, that Kerala story, that Kerala board story, that everyone has to work. See, if even the partners in CCH, you won't believe, Krish, that we had made a job that every partner has to give one updation. That is one acknowledgement knowledge series that has to give in a month. We are 3 partners. Every 3 partners, see, पहले क्या था तो भाई मेरे partner को बोलना भाई यार कुछ update दे, कुछ हो तो दे, कुछ. Now the job is created. Whether partner is doing or not doing, it is up to him. If it's not, but it will ultimately gives us the visibility. Whenever there is a knowledge updation is going on, it gives us a good visibility on this part. So CCH has even Mr. Shah and Ms. Lalita has already talked that it's a good thing to manage the client, but also good thing to manage the partners also. See, at one point of level, there are certain ego problems also there. So whenever there is an automated job is created, that is for the all, there is all are standing on equal position, and ultimately the firm grows. So CCH can also help you in growing partners, frankly speaking. Business definitely going to grow, clients definitely going to get good service, but partners, there are certain times when you are growing, there are issues with the partners that we face it. So this also help us in managing that stuff. CCH पहले क्या होता था कि we were managing Excels, तो Excel में auto write हो गया, वो delete हो गया. In CCH we are trying to maintain everything in CCH. So as per the Miss Lalita told that even login ID password, that thing we are keeping as a notes in a client master. Just have a page in the notes, edit the password, GSC password is this, process password is this, income tax password is this. 3-4 partners you keep it and have it. One good thing, practical example I would like to share of CCH client portal, a practical recent example.
Yeah.
We are a mid-sized firm, and thus what happened, there was a very good client on which we had some negotiations going on with respect to our engagement, not with fees. He was 80% convinced, but just before the lockdown on the Friday, on the 20th March, we had just final call. Okay sir, हमारा engagement final है. Okay, then I told him, okay sir, मैं आपको एक link share कर रहा हूँ. There will be an engagement letter, and you just need to confirm the engagement letter. He was shocked because that client is one of the topmost group of the Surat. It has a land bank of more than 30,000 square meters in Ahmedabad, and it has 6 different auditors and 5 to 10 in-house CAs. See, that firm has a 10 CA exposure of 15 CAs. Now, when I just given the link of our engagement, the link had client portal, उसको register करना था, उसमें एक engagement letter था, वो sign करके उसको confirm करना था, उसमें ही डालना था scan करके. The in-house CA was so much impressed with them because I need to coordinate with the CA, not with the director, because director had confirmed. Now the in-house CA was so much convinced and so much impression was there that our 80% work that was our engagement was final, but reluctantly was final. Matlab, he was not whether sure that whether they will be able to do it now, because we are also new for them and they are also new for. But when they got it, this engagement letter link, and they signed it, our 100% work was done, and now we feel that our efforts are not more, and we just need to act tactfully and by this technologically. See, that CA has shared that in-house CA has called, discussed that matter with the director and other CAs, and also to their statutory auditors. That director called me, Jinesh bhai, yaar aapne kya kiya abhi, just you are engaged and everyone is impressed, matlab what you did it. They said kuch nahi, technology, we are just using it nowadays, but so it's a first generation firm, so we are just doing it. Oh, that's fine. They had given us the second assignment, and for us it was a dream referral. So because of CCH client portal, we were able to do it in a efficient manner and in a way that we could convince them. And our majority part usme, and we told them that don't need to send any mails to us, don't need to send any data to us, just upload documents over there. We will also do our work, we'll keep a worksheet over there, you will get all the details, no need to ask at any point of time. So they were very much happy, and we are able to close the deal more effectively and in a more confident manner. So this is the live story of this client portal. Second thing, when our client portal are there, we had given 5 folders. The 5 folders that we had put from the very beginning, that is what are the services we are giving. We had put the folder of that we are in the statutory auditor, we are internal auditor, we are RERA, we do the RERA work. See, the 5 folders that we kept it by default. GST, in GST we kept it monthly 3B, notice, litigation, registration, refunds, income tax, intimation, return, TDS return, reports, scrutiny, ROC we kept it. These are the folders that we kept it. See, because the client should know what are the service we are going. Whenever he will register in a client portal, he will have default folders this much: ROC, annual filing, event based, RERA, audit, quarterly return, internal audit. In internal audit folder, we had kept two reports. One, we kept two folders: monthly reporting and quarterly. In quarterly, we had just put one sample report. So this guys, just now it is helping us how much? Around 40 client portals hacked. 3 of client told us, okay, sir, अच्छा internal audit भी आप करते हो, ऐसा report you will give us? Yes, we will give it. Okay, what will be the charges? So it had become a selling point. Rather, we need to go and tell them. It was CCH client portal has directly become a selling point for us. And the fifth folder is publication. Around 120 publication we had published so far, including budgets and everything updates. We put it in folder. Just see, whenever the client has a time, he'll definitely go for it, and that will create an impression that this firm has a knowledgeable firm. They are putting their efforts on the knowledge, and the client will get benefit of it. So this is the client portal benefit that I would like to share. It's a very useful thing in any firm, for any CA firm. It will mark you, stand you out of the other firms. So next slide, please.
Yeah.
Am I going too fast or am I clear? Is it okay?
You're doing fine, sir.
Fine. This was, I told that previously it was the scenario ke humko staff chahiye, we need the staff. Even the team were so much burdened with the work. Our office 77, they would be working 8:30 or we say, what are you working? Sir, bahut kaam hai. Now the scenario changed. Post CCH, काम ही नहीं है. Sir, कुछ काम लाओ. The staff, we told managers, try to have the client, sir, और कुछ चाहिए, try to give us reference, try to give us a testimonial. The service increases because there's a focus driven jobs are given and focus driven services are given to this. We know that we need to give this client this services only. Now if any client is coming whose GST are not doing, and if he's asking for the some notice supply thing, then directly it reports to the partner. And even it has to be report to every staff managers also कि भाई नहीं हम आपको ये service नहीं दे सकते. So this is the thing. Billing issue, definitely, because CCH billing issue में क्या होता है, because we have 5 different firms. See, because as a CA firm we can't advertise, we can't do something blah blah blah. So I think back end every CA firm has some consulting and some advisory firms. So there were many billing issues. मतलब एक bill इसमें से बनता था, एक bill इसमें से बनता था, एक bill इसमें से बनता था. So there were many issues that CCF helps you to able to generate invoices in any of your firms. See, अगर आपकी 5 firm है तो भी आप यही सॉफ्टवेयर में से with single login you can generate it. That's a heaven for us. Because for RERA we have different firms, for internal audit we have different firms, for GST we have different firms, because there are different partners looking after. So previously ऐसा होता था कि ये सब बिलिंग हुआ नहीं हुआ, ये क्या हुआ, उसका रिकवरी क्या हुआ, क्लाइंट को इश्यू होता था कि किस में TDS काटे. Now that things has been, so with billing aspect, the very good thing is they allow multiple firm invoicing. That's a very good thing of the CCH. Second point, second slide. Okay, first of all, we never thought the CA firm can do this work from home. Frankly speaking, never. But as Ms. Lalita told, that's very good. They are working at 85%. But as of now, we are working at 40%. But now we also given a thought, why to have an infrastructure space, why to have our IT utilization when we can outsource something. The CCS has made it possible for us because we can have a review, we can have a checkpoints, whether this things has been done or not. So many things you can outsource this to the people. There's no need for staff that you hire a full-time staff, or you can even give outsource home accounting, a bookkeeping type of work. You can outsource them. So just make a checklist. 40 points है, उसमें आप managers भी review डाल सकते हो. You can have a 2 level of review. One is the manager review, one is partner. You can take it and do it. So it's a very good thing that now CA can also. I don't think in the last 50 years since CAs are made, anyone could have thought that work from home. But this, because of CCH, you can have it. You can have a client synchronization. What things you need to go. Telemetry kya client portal pe डाल दो every month. That thing client will have the regular updates. So CCH will help you to scalability. And second thing, we never thought of having a branch, but we are going to open a branch in Mumbai. Because first of all we thought कि भाई कैसे होगा मुंबई वो client आएगा फिर वो see frankly speaking when there is some trust issues are there, some issues that we can't discuss. But now with CCH, there is no need to worry. See, वो partner है नहीं है, whether the manager है कि नहीं है, whether we are going to hire a local guy, whether we will continue with CCH, you will be 100%. You can think of having a different branch in a different city, and you can manage in a very good manner. So CCH can give you a wide reasons. And this is not I am speaking because CCH had told me, frankly speaking, this all things we had do it. We have a Mumbai branch URL with the CCH. We have given the rent in the Mumbai also, deposit was there, but now because of COVID we may need to a little bit postpone. But for the Mumbai office, we could only able to think or open it only because of CCH, not without that. And it brings more transparency. It brings transparency between customer, between employer, between employee, between partners, and even between any of your new relationships that you ये engagement letter है सर देखो आपने sign किया था online है कभी भी देख लो उनका staff होता है. So this will help us to grow the business. CCS. Next slide, please.
I think
Thank you.
that was
I
about
think I would, then any other question that you would like to see? I'm just Krish, and to all these people, because this Mr. Chandler they are using from since last 2 months. We had our goal line was 16 months, so effectively we had done only 7 months, but our all system was all office was live with the CCH from 1st of March, and just 28th Jan we signed the contract with CCH, and from 28 in the 4 weeks time we just completed our client updation. And there was good support from the implementation team also, Krish. Thanks for that.
Yeah, Mr. Jinesh, just a quick question. I think
Definitely. Please.
Your
Please,
email
please.
ID. So if you are okay with that,
yeah, no issue. Jinesh.shah, JINESH.SHH @Shah, SHHTEELANI. I will put it in the chat box.
Okay, great. So yeah, I think
see a client portal. Just sorry, Chris.
Sure.
For any first generation firm or second generation firm. For first generation firm, I would like Chris. I have 2 minutes or not? I will
Sure.
just take
Go
2
ahead.
minutes.
Yeah.
Okay, so guys, we are basically first generation. For first generation firm, you need to stand out in the public. You need to say that we are tech savvy. Give them login. Now ऐसा नहीं है कि पहले क्या होता था 50% टाइम सर वो हमारा ऑडिट रिपोर्ट का स्कैन कॉपी भेजो ना ITR भेजो ना वो भेजो ना GSR 1 भेजो ना मैंने लोन ली 3B भेजो ना. It doesn't make any difference. See, we are not for that work. We are not there पे हम courier वाले नहीं एक भैया तूने मांगा हमने दिया. That thing is not. CCH give them everything on their client portal. भाई 3B फाइल हुआ उसमें डाल दो आप, 1 फाइल हुआ डाल दो आप उसमें, इनकम टैक्स ऑडिट होगा स्कैन हुआ डाल दो आप उसमें, जो चाहिए तू उधर से ले. हाँ अगर मेरे को कॉल करना है ask him some techful questions or some question that is useful for a business कि सर ये problem है कि ये issue है कि how we can go for the planning, what are the income tax problem that we need to take care of this. Then it's a worth utilization of your own knowledge rather than you are doing a courier type work. Second, for the second generation firm, it is just like you need to show them some difference that you are entered in a space where there was father or some people are there with your family members, but you entered, you mark some difference, and this CCH will definitely help you out to mark some differences. And I'm concluding my side and just putting my mail ID in my chat box. Krish, you can continue. Thanks.
Yeah, thank you so much, Mr. Shah and Mr. Ishank Chan, Ms. Lalita. I think we've had a very engaging discussion. I think we also have a few questions. So, if we have a couple more minutes, maybe we can take those. I think many of many of the people on the chat are asking about security. And, I just wanted to share that, we take security extremely seriously. We have a dedicated server for our IT needs. We are also GDPR compliant, which is the European standards for data security, which is the world's toughest standard, and we have a 7-layer data security architecture. But I think maybe from you also, if they can hear about security.
I would like to answer on this, Krish. Practical live example I would like to answer.
Yeah.
There's my client who's an associate of FD and revenue is in crores. I had shared the login ID, just login ID. After login ID, he just called me up. अरे जिनेश भाई आपने ये कौन सा सॉफ्टवेयर लिया कहाँ से लिया? मैं तो भाई मैं तो एक CCH करके वॉल्टर्स क्लूवर की कंपनी है. बिफोर अपलोडिंग उसने मेरे को कॉल किया. उससे पहले उसने ही हैड इंक्वायर्ड एवरीथिंग अबाउट आवर कंपनी, मतलब eclipse.com क्या है, व्हाट इज द क्लाइंट, एंड ही यू नो व्हाट ही टोल्ड मी, that Dinesh bhai, that's a one wonderful thing that you have done, that आपने कोई Indian company का नहीं लिया because they are interested in our data. So now we are happy that we will put our data on your client portal only because it's an American company. See, this is the live example. I can share the client name also. So it's a सीरियसली एग्जाम उसने मेरे को मतलब जब मैंने क्लाइंट पोर्टल का उसको एक्सेस दिया उससे पहले उसने सब इंक्वायरी करी एंड यू नो दिस आईटी पीपल आर वेरी मच concerned about the data because for them data is the bread and butter and their revenues are in crores for small thing. We matlab, if I get the clue that he's earning from this, you can also start earning. So before uploading the data in client portal for the GST returns, he had make sure he had inquired everything and he had told me, no, this is the good software. So matlab usne kuch inquiry kiya, I don't know how they are good team because they're a team of more than 100 people. So he had inquired, then only he had uploaded his document in this because he don't allow us to use the cloud. And वो क्लाइंट के लिए हमको फायरवॉल लेना पड़ा था, ऐसी हालत थी. But that is the good thing about this.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Shah, Ms. Lalita, any thoughts on the security? I think that's something that has come about. Yeah.
No, I'm good. I think Jinesh bhai covered it. Yeah, I think a lot of data is secure in terms of the various kind of security that you guys provide. Our IT team also, I mean, we are about 80 to 100 people, so we also had an IT team that did check from our end as to what security issues we would have. I think they also were comfortable in terms of the entire architecture, and they said, okay, we're good to go to use a platform where we can put our data on the platform.
Right.
So for those people who have those kind of apprehensions, I mean, the only other thing is just to have your independent person have a look at it, and if we can give a go ahead, then that's just validation to whatever concerns they have.
Yeah, thank you. I think just wanted to add that CCH as a software is being used by more than 10,000 CA firms globally, as I mentioned, and over 1 lakh users. And all of this is done in dedicated servers. So we haven't faced any issues with any of our clients having this problem. But in case you, of course, have specific questions or answers, or your IT team would like to know more, please get in touch with us. I think there are some questions also in terms of the functionalities, some are very detailed questions. I think we can answer some of these specifically to you if you want to schedule an online demo with us. So please reach out to me at chris.agarwala@wolterskluwer.com or with our sales leaders prasoon.newar@wolterskluwer.com or our marketing website. We have a lot of functionalities which are available client portal and the database management system, as you mentioned, which will enable you to track and monitor and keep your client's data very safe and secure. I think that some questions, of course, are pricing, and that is something that we can always answer one-on-one. It's a cloud-based solution with an annual subscription, so it's a per user per month kind of costing. So we can come back to you based on the kind of modules, etc., that you need. I think that what are some of the other questions? Tasks available through email? Yes. We also have an integration possible with Tally. I think some of them have asked some of the questions. Yes, there is a integration possible with Tally that we can do. There are different types of reports that you can also generate. And we have a new module which has just come, which is Power BI, leveraging Microsoft's Power BI tools, which can help you create customized dashboards as well. There are some questions around tax softwares and if it can be integrated with that. I think that the tax softwares is something which works sort of independently. We don't have an API integration with tax softwares, but at the same time, you're able to export and import data from within iFirm into different softwares using an Excel tool. And most, I think, tax softwares use Excel tools to import data as well. So you can use that. And yeah. Can we try the software before buying with limited users activated? So I think we have some special promotions for the software at this point in time, given the situation. How many users you choose to start with is up to you. But of course, the more users you take upfront, the more benefits of this. And of course, you'll be able to see the full power of the software. And like I said, this is an annual subscription software. So it is in our interest as a firm to be able to give you the best possible service to make sure that you're happy with the software. Otherwise, the renewal is obviously at risk from that perspective. So we firmly believe that, and we are happy to report that in India, we have nearly a 90% renewal rate. So we can say that a bulk of our customers are happy and satisfied customers. We've been in India with this software for nearly 5 years. So this is not a one-year track record that I'm talking about. And also in terms of value of business, we are clearly the market leader in this space in India. I know there are several other startups, etc., who are offering similar kind of solutions, but of course, that's your choice. But we are happy to share with you the number. In terms of how many users in India, I think we have nearly 1,000 firms which have been our customers. And this is clearly one of the largest softwares that you see, which is running across tier 1, tier 2, metro, all cities, and especially if clients have multiple branches. Any other questions? I'm not seeing any questions for the panelists that we can help with before we wrap up over the next couple of minutes.
You all can maybe raise your hands and we'll attend to your questions just in case Chris hasn't been able to.
We have a question on minimum users. I think typically, firms which are 5 or 10 users onwards with at least a couple of partners would be the ideal firms. We have, of course, customers who have 400, 500 users as well, which are using our software. So there is no limit per se on number of users or number of users who can access the software at one time. But you will only see benefits of the software typically once you have a certain size and scale. That's something that I would recommend.
Chris, we have some participants who have raised their hands. I will now quickly unmute them so that they're able to ask their questions directly. So,
Sure.
CA Samkit Shah, if you can please ask your question directly.
Hello.
Yes, Mr. Shah, you have a question? Mr. Samkit Shah?
Yeah. So actually, we are having the offices in the multi-location cities around 10 to 13.
Right,
Okay.
right.
Now, what happens actually, we have the different kind of practices. We are having clients, and on a daily basis, they assign us 15 to 60 daily assignments of different clients or of their clients. Okay. So what we have to do, we have to conduct a step-by-step step-by-step audit of that particular clients. Okay. So on daily basis, we get new cases, not a recurring nature of assignment like GST, income tax, or that. And we have to keep the track like state-wise that audit visit has been done, report has been prepared or not, documents has been collected from the client or not, report has been submitted or not. So whether it is possible to maintain all this in this software or not, to track this application, location by status, that what other location status or what is the current status of the audit assignment assigned to the other locations, other partners. Hello.
Yeah. So I think several things are possible within the software if it's trying to track different types of tasks, jobs, etc. I think you can do all of that. And if you're multi-location, then the software can really help you keep a track of it across your locations, right? By partner, by the team, you can assign staff. You can even assign staff from different locations to that one particular job, and then be able to monitor that whole job and task, at one go. And if depending on the type of task, it can be customized to the kind of task that you're doing.
Yes, that is what I wanted to know. I can customize the task, huh?
Yes.
What I wanted to have in that particular what process-oriented job.
Yeah.
It's totally different. Step by step, I need to have a track of each and every assignment.
Yeah. So you can create those tasks and assign the people who are supposed to do those tasks and monitor, and they can then put in the timesheet how many hours they spent on those tasks.
Yeah. That's okay. Okay. So will you send me the
list function as well.
name that I can have a.
Mr. Shah, Shank, you wanted to answer that?
Yeah. And Samkit, you were mentioning about whether they've gone to the location or not, whether the audits report signed or not, whether this has been, or maybe like a yes or no answer. In a yes or no answer situation, you can use those checklists. They're just binary, whether they're done or not done. I'm sure across these 16 engagements, you would have the same things in terms of done or not done. And these checklists will basically help you understand whether those are done or not. And if done, it's done by whom and done when. Because there's a timestamp that comes
Correct.
in a
See,
particular.
I need, sir, I have allocated my different tasks to different partners location wise. So each
Yeah.
and every time I need the reports on basis of the location. What is the position of that location, that Surat city? What is the position of particular assignments in all the pan India basis? So I need the different report MIS for the different categories. So so that I can answer to the my customers, clients. So what is the overall pan India basis assignment of particular type of assignment?
Yeah, that's possible.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Neha,
We'll
back to
move on. Yeah, we'll move on to the next question, Chris. We have Miss Lovely Gupta who would like to ask us something.
Hello.
Yes, Miss
Yeah, please go ahead, madam.
Hello. Hello.
Yeah, yes,
Yeah. So after by me.
yes. It's a slight echo, but yeah, please go ahead.
Yeah, I'm saying I'm having a CS firm.
Right.
Will that software be useful for me?
Yes, absolutely, ma'am. And maybe Mr. Lita or Mr. Shah can also answer that question.
Definitely yes. I mean,
Yes. Sorry, continue, please.
No, please go ahead.
We are working, ma'am, we are working with director KYC. We need 250 KYC. So we had just completed 170 KYC in this. And second thing, just one practical approach. We had just kept in checklist a list of documents that whenever new incorporation company will be formed, we will give 5 letters to them. That is a board resolution for opening bank, employment engagement letter, board meeting format. All this thing you keep it in a software. Whenever new company gets formed, the job is completed. You just mail them to the client. It's a very good approach for CS and CA, definitely.
Yeah.
Now, the many
DMS
things
is
we can share it,
fundamental.
but we have limited time, so I can't explain. But if you have a vision, then you could be able to do it.
Yeah, actually, I'm looking for such kind of software only. When I saw this webinar, I feel that it is useful for me, but only
Yeah.
if it
You
can be
just make the
customized as
SOP,
per my need.
मतलब जब कंपनी बन जाती है तो ये 5 चीज क्लाइंट को देने की. See, it
Yeah.
doesn't make have value, but it's add-on services, and आपको क्या पता है कितना चीज दे दें तो client would be happy.
Yeah, of course, that I understand.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Do you have any other CS clients also?
We do.
Do you have CS clients?
Yes.
Any reference from Delhi?
We'll come back to you, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, we also have Mr. Pradeep Naredi here with us who would like to ask us something. Mr. Naredi, please go on.
Hello.
Yes, sir. Please go ahead.
Yes, my only question was that how challenging it is to implement the software, because that is my biggest hindrance in terms of implementation. The mindset of the employees and the work culture, the legacy system. So how challenging it will be to implement the software?
Ms. Lalita, would you like to answer?
Yeah. In terms of, actually bringing online all the client data, we didn't have any issues when we had to implement the software. In fact, the CCH provided us the templates in which we provided all the information, and then they uploaded it in terms of creating the client information. And in terms of, the attitude of the team to make them use it, the head of the organization has to drive it for any system to work. I mean, the basic human tendency is to resist change. The minute you're bringing in something, there will be resistance. We have got lame excuses that I didn't have time to fill the timesheet. So once, twice, we gave them 3-4 reminders, and the 5th time we said, you don't fill the timesheet, you don't get paid. Then they all started filling up the timesheet. And now it has come to a stage where if we have forgotten to create a task or a job, my employee, my staff calls me and tells me, because they cannot fill the timesheet if the job is not created and the resource is not allocated. So that way it is helping us to manage it very beautifully.
Okay, that answers my question. Thanks.
Thank you.
Chris, I'll quickly take one last question. This is from Mr. Ravi Shankar. Mr. Ravi Shankar, please go on. I don't think we have Mr. Ravi Shankar here with us anymore. If anybody else has any other questions, please do raise your hand. We'll take one last quick question.
Hello.
Yeah, is that Mr. Ravi Shankar? I think Neha, Mr. Pradeep is still connected also.
No. I think I'm through. Yeah, by mistake. So I will just.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
We have one question from Mr. Sandeep Garg. Mr. Garg, please go on.
Yeah, can we collaborate with our clients?
Yeah, absolutely, sir. Maybe Mr. Ishan can answer that question on collaboration.
I didn't hear that. Sorry.
Can we collaborate with our clients? Like if they are to perform certain tasks, so can they update, and then that way then we can update the job?
Okay. I think Chris is talking about whether clients can use the portal. I don't think I'm too much aware of that functionality, even if there is one. But to my extent, to my knowledge, it's more of a software that you are using, and it has an interface like how Lalita ma'am was also describing, which is wherein clients can access information from. But
like when we are using a multi-location for our firm,
right?
Then the client can also be added to the same software for update for doing their part.
Chris, I think that.
Yeah. I think, sir, the thing is that this is a software which is to manage your firm. What the client portal does allow you to do is exchange information and data securely with your clients, but they will not be able to join your workflow because this is user specific. So we have to create each user, and only those users, because the security of data is so important, will have access to that information. And also, obviously, each user will also have a security level. So what data the partner can see, not everybody else can see, for example. So, so from that perspective, we have not seen clients getting added on as users. But if there is a collaboration, then maybe you could get a client or someone at the client added as a user. But then you would have to get an additional sort of license to, or have some additional licenses for your clients to work along. If they are added as a user within your firm, then that's something that's possible. But that's not typically how people use it.
Okay, thank you. Thanks a lot, Chris.
Yeah. So Neha, anything further, or we should? I think we've run over by nearly half an hour. So I think very, very engaging session. I'm really appreciative to our panelists as well for taking out the time, for this effort. And anything else, Neha, or should we wrap up?
No, Chris, we can call it a wrap.
Great. So I would like to thank each and every one of you for joining the session. And I think we had nearly, I think over 150 or nearly 200 people who joined into the webinar. So, kudos to everyone, and a big thanks to Lalita ma'am, to Mr. Ishansha and Mr. Janesha for taking the time and joining us and gracing us with their presence and the valuable comments. At Wolters Kluwer, we are really committed to the tax and accounting community, and we would like to, continue this engagement with you. Whatever we can do for you in these trying times, we want to do that, and to give you anything on pricing or anything else that we can offer at this point in time, and hope that this work from home scenario can be the most fruitful as possible, and as well as engaging with your clients. So thank you again. Thanks everyone, and stay safe, stay at home, and we hope to see you in your offices soon. Thank you.
Bye. Bye. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you, everyone.